video contains scenes of sex, violence, and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, now that that's out of the way, we can get on with this little video. Before I get started, I guess I'd just like to say that I think Multiplex hit a home run with this little plane. The Fun Cub is just what it says. It's a lot of fun. It's a great plane to fly, and the more packs I run through this plane, the more I enjoy it. After I picked up this kit, the first thing I did was hop onto the internet and see what everybody was using in their planes, and I wanted to get it right if I could the first time, obviously, and as it turns out I didn't, but I ended up at the right place, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Well, as you can see on the table here, I've sort of laid out everything that went into this plane aside from the motor. I originally went with a 3536C 1100 kV motor because I had a bunch of them, and it turned out to be the wrong choice. I ended up with quite a bit of vibration in the motor mounts and ended up having to add some weight to the tail of the plane to balance it out. So I ended up swapping out the motor for a 3530C 1100 kV motor that weighs in at just 77 grams. That allowed me to take the weight off the back of the plane. The center of gravity is now perfect and the plane handles much better. Also, at any throttle setting, I don't get that annoying buzz off the motor mounts that I did with a larger motor. These little high-tech HS82 metal geared servos are what I used for the elevator and rudder in the plane, and they're doing a great job back there. I'm not sure if they're a bit overkill or not, but they work great. Here we show the ubiquitous Hextronic 9-gram servos for $2.69. They're doing yeoman duty in for the ailerons and flaps. They work great. And I'm still going ahead with the cheap Spectrum clone receiver out of Hobby King. They've lowered the price now to $6.99, so I just can't not use these. They work so great. No issues with any of the planes so far, and no reason to look back. So this is the ESC that I used in the plane. I had a whole bunch of them at 60 amps. It's way overkill, as you'll see later when I show you the amp readings. But I had a whole whack of them, and when I do get some 40s in, I'm going to probably swap it out for a 40. And then using the Turnigy 2.2 3S battery, which is a perfect fit into the fuselage. When I tested for center of gravity, I found that it was necessary to push the battery all the way back to the opening in the back of the fuselage. This makes it hard to strap it down and secure it, so I just created a loop out of Velcro that snugly fits around the battery, and as you can see, it slides in. And then what I've done is I've taken a block of foam with Velcro on the bottom, and you'll see the little blue Velcro there in the fuse, and the block simply sits in front of the battery and prevents it from moving forward. Between the fuse, the Dean's plug, and the little block of foam, the battery doesn't go anywhere, and the center of gravity is spot on. Although I'd prefer a more secure way of strapping down the battery, this works quite well and hasn't caused any problems at all. It's really nice actually to be able to work from the top of the aircraft, and this little hatch design that Multiplex has come up with is very good. It's a very positive catch, and actually I quite prefer it over the magnet approach. There's just no way that this canopy is going to go anywhere. One thing I'm sort of pointing out here is that as you cut the decals after they're applied, and you have to cut them away to be able to remove the hatch, the edges of the decals tend to lift, and sort of the little trick is to take the surplus clear decal material that's on the big decal sheet and trim it and use it to overlap the decal and into the areas of the fuse that you made the cuts into, so it holds it very well. Just a little tip there. Okay, this is just a quick look underneath the wing, just to show you that I used white and black Econocoat on the wing surface. The white to cover over where the servos are to hide the blue and add some strength in case the hot glue ever gives out, and the black for the invasion stripes. This is just a look at a hole in the bottom of the fuse where the receiver lives, in case you were wondering where it ended up. And this next segment, I'm going to share with you the results of the test when I was wondering what kind of amps and watts this little 3630C 1100 kV motor pulled. when it swung a 13x4 prop. So I'm going to let the test speak for itself, and here we go. So as you can see from this little test, it's a pretty impressive little combination in terms of the very little amount of power it's using at its normal RPM. Having said that, you throw the stick forward and this plane will act very much like a sport plane, and here's a nice little knife edge to prove it. So what a great all-around little package. This thing will fly inverted all day long. It'll do knife edges, and it'll act almost like a glider, but it's especially good at doing what it does best, and that's short takeoff and landings and just having a lot of fun.